Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOURFRINDS and Philadelphia EAGLESFANS. Let's get to the news. Hey, Eagles fans, it's always a wild ride following the team, especially when you think about what's been happening lately. The Eagles, fresh off their Super Bowl victory, are now facing a different kind of challenge, something that's testing their mindset, their resilience, and their hunger to stay at the top. And honestly, it's fascinating to see how the narrative around this team is evolving, especially with some recent performances that have raised eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. You know, winning a Super Bowl is no small feat. It's the culmination of an entire season's worth of effort, dedication, and sometimes a little bit of luck. But then, after you lift that Lombardi, the question naturally emerges. How do you keep that same level of motivation? How do you stay hungry? Because let's face it, for many athletes, reaching the peak is the goal, but staying there, maintaining that relentless drive, is arguably even more difficult. Take A.J. Brown, for example, the wide receiver who's become such a key part of Philadelphia's offense. He's been nothing short of spectacular since arriving in Philly, and his passion for the game is undeniable. But just a few days after the Eagles celebrated their Super Bowl win in February, Brown was candid on social media, admitting that the initial thrill of victory had started to wear off. That's not something you hear every day from a star player, admitting that the fire has dimmed just a little. Instead, what Brown expressed was a desire to get back to the grind, to dominate defensive backs, and remind everyone why he's one of the best in the league. That honesty, I think, speaks volumes about the mindset of someone who truly cares about the game. It's a reminder that even after achieving the ultimate goal, the hunger doesn't just disappear. It might shift, but it's always there, waiting to be reignited. And this brings us to the current state of the Eagles, who, despite a strong start to the season, 4-1, have not been playing flawless football. No team does, especially when they're trying to defend a title. But what's been catching the attention of fans and pundits is the inconsistency, the moments where the team seems to falter at crucial times. Take their last game, for example. The Eagles had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, a position that should be almost insurmountable. Yet they let it slip away, falling 21-17 to the Denver Broncos. That kind of loss leaves a sour taste, and it raises all sorts of questions. Why are they struggling to close out games? Why does this team, which showed such dominance last year, sometimes look vulnerable or unsteady? You see, in football, it's often the finer details that decide the outcome. Coach Nick Sirianni pointed that out after the game. He was quick to dismiss the idea that the Eagles lacked motivation or hunger to win another Super Bowl. Instead, he insisted that his team was just as driven as ever. "I see the same hunger," Sirianni said. "That was there prior to us winning a Super Bowl." But then he added a crucial point. Sometimes, it's just about execution, about being more detailed and focused in every play. That's a very coach-like response, and it makes sense. Every game, especially at this level, boils down to the small things: block assignments, route precision, tackling, and even the mental toughness to stay disciplined when the game is on the line. Now, I know some fans might be skeptical. Maybe a few players, deep down, could be feeling that pressure or questioning if they still have the same fire. But honestly, it's hard to imagine anyone in that locker room truly harboring doubts about their desire to win. These guys put their bodies on the line every single week. Their careers are on the line, and the pursuit of a second Super Bowl ring is what drives many of them. If someone in that locker room genuinely lacked that motivation, they probably wouldn't be playing in the NFL at all. The stakes are just too high. But what we do know is that this team, with all its talent and experience, needs to refocus quickly because the NFL doesn't wait. Every game is a new opportunity, and it's clear that the Eagles have their sights set on bouncing back. And speaking of bouncing back, the upcoming game against the New York Giants on Thursday night is a perfect chance for Eagles fans to see how this team responds under pressure. The Giants, despite some struggles, are always a tough opponent, especially when they're playing at home or in a divisional game. The NFC East is known for its fierce battles, and every game is a battle for division supremacy. The Eagles, with their mix of veteran talent and young players, need to reassert themselves, prove that their early season struggles were just a blip on the radar, and remind everyone that they're still very much in the hunt for another deep playoff run. Now, let's talk a little about the players who have been instrumental in this journey so far. A.J. Brown continues to be a focal point of the offense. His ability to make contested catches, his route-running precision, and his knack for making big plays in clutch moments make him a difference-maker. He's someone who's not afraid to voice his ambition, which is essential when a team is trying to reclaim its throne. The defense, meanwhile, has shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency remains an issue. It's not just about talent, it's about execution and mental toughness in those critical moments. That's where the coaching staff, led by Sirianni, will have to get the players dialed in, especially after a tough loss like the one against Denver. The broader picture here is that the Eagles are at a crossroads. They have the talent, the experience, and the motivation to go deep again. But they also face the reality that defending a Super Bowl title is arguably even harder than winning it the first time. Every team is gunning for you. Every game is scrutinized more intensely. And the pressure to repeat, to prove that last year was no fluke, is immense. Yet if there's one thing Eagles fans can take solace in, it's the resilience of this squad. They're proud, they're tough, and they've shown that they can bounce back from adversity. The key now is to tighten up, execute with precision, and channel that hunger that we all know is still there, lurking beneath the surface. So, as we gear up for this crucial game against the Giants, it's worth remembering that the NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. One game doesn't define a team, nor does a single loss mean the season is over. But it does serve as a wake-up call, a reminder that the Eagles need to stay sharp, stay hungry, and keep that chip on their shoulder. Because the road to another Super Bowl is paved with challenges, and it's those who respond best to setbacks that ultimately make history. And for Eagles fans, that's what makes this journey so exciting, to see how their team responds, how they grow, and whether they can reassert themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Eagles have a lot to prove. Their schedule remains tough, and the NFC is as competitive as ever. But what's clear is that this team has the talent and the mental toughness to bounce back from setbacks. The leadership of players like A.J. Brown, combined with the strategic adjustments from Sirianni and his coaching staff, will be crucial in the weeks to come. Fans are eager to see that fire reignite, that killer instinct return, and that unwavering desire to dominate every opponent they face. Because in the end, winning a Super Bowl isn't just about talent, it's about heart, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. And if there's one team in the league that embodies that spirit right now, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Let's keep this passionate community growing, keep the conversations going, and continue supporting our team through thick and thin. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, Eagles fans for life.